Hi guys, Happy New Year. I know that it's the end of the month right now, but this is actually the first video that I filmed in the new year. So to me, it's still kind of saying Happy New Year to you guys. Today's video is all about food prep, and I also wanted to give you just an update on my health status, my gut health issues. I've talked about this a little bit in the past, and I know some of you have asked me, especially on Instagram, like, have you fixed your SIBO or what's going on? One thing I want to do a little bit, well, actually there's a lot of things I'm going to do differently on my YouTube channel this year. I have some really exciting things coming up and different shows, but I also just want to get a little more personal because I feel like I've been doing this for a few years and it'll be more fun to just share a little more. But as far as these videos, I still love to always share knowledge and just teach things that I feel comfortable in, that I think can help you guys. And today's video is going to be all about food prep. Now, I've done some food prep videos in the past, but I've been eating pretty differently the last few months because I think I have candida. If you don't know what candida is, it's basically an overgrowth of yeast in your gut, which is very difficult to get rid of. So I thought I had SIBO, now I might have candida. I'm not really sure, but all I know is that I've had to try so many different diets, and right now I've been experimenting with a candida diet, which is basically no sugar, no yeast, no carbs. And I'm mainly a plant-based eater, so carbs are usually a huge part of my diet, and having to change it up was really challenging, but also kind of a blessing because it really made me get creative and learn other things that I could eat and enjoy. So I wanted to share that here and just go over that because I think, everyone eats differently, so there's something for everyone. So that's what I'm working on right now. We're gonna get into all of that. I've got some really amazing food prep tips. My food prep is definitely different than I'd say most fitness people, who do the exact meals and portions. We're not counting calories, we're not doing any of that. It's more just things in bulk so that you have clean grab and go. I'm gonna go through everything, a lot of the things that I use for food prep, which are from Thrive Market. You guys know I love Thrive Market. I've partnered with them for years because it's just such an easy, partnership because I shop from there. They carry all of my favorite brands. I get my household supplies from there. It's like your little one-stop shop. I even have a favorites page on there if you guys want to see what my go-tos are, so you can just go ahead and shop there. If you guys want to check out Thrive Market, you can do one of two memberships. If you want to go month to month, it's $9.95 a month, or you can just do 12 months at a time, which I do, and it's $5 because it's just less money and I end up using it anyway, and everything gets delivered to your doorstep. I will put my link for Thrive Market below, and if you guys use my link, you can get 25% off your first order and a free gift. So let's get into the specifics of food prep. One interesting thing about trying a low sugar diet, first of all, having no fruit is detrimental to me because I'm Persian and I grew up eating fruit every single night. If anyone Persian is watching this, your mom makes you a huge fruit plate every night, and that's just what I could even eat fruit for dinner, I swear, I love it. So that was really challenging to say the least. And I had to find ways to kind of quench that refreshing taste in the morning because I'm used to always having something really fresh. So I've really opted for green juices, and I'll do a lot of lemon and a lot of ginger because it gives me that fresh citrusy flavor that I want in the morning. So that's kind of where I've been going there. But of course, when I am into something, I will research it until I don't even know when, but I've really been reading more about low sugar and candida and just the benefits of, trying a lower sugar, higher fat diet. And I actually really like it. And a year or so ago, I did a video talking about how I don't really like the keto diet because I was not one to promote cheese and bacon and tons of animal fat. But I will say, if you do a keto-ish or even just a low sugar, higher fat diet a healthy way, it's actually really beneficial. The biggest thing I like about this kind of diet is that it's great for your hormones. So anytime you have sugar or protein, but sugar especially, insulin is released, and insulin can impact all of your hormones. And when insulin is constantly released and your cortisol can get released, it can cause inflammation. When all of this is just on repeat all day, it can actually cause a lot of detrimental symptoms. So going high fat, the reason people like it so much is because higher fat does not trigger that release. Also, of course, people like keto and higher fat diets because you end up losing weight. That's not why I did it, but I actually have noticed by default that I've lost a little bit of weight, not even like that I wanted to, but it just ends up happening. So I like the hormone benefit of it. I also like how good it is for your brain health and focus. So I have really shifted my wellness focus lately on longevity and brain health and just living a longer, healthier life. I think that, you know, when I was younger, it was a little more focused on looks and, you know, keeping my skin healthy forever. And that stuff is still fine and I think normal to care about, but I have definitely noticed that I'm really focused on more the longevity aspect. And even in the 20s, actually, people were using high-fat diets and kind of this like ketone diet to help kids that weren't responding to medications for epilepsy and seizures. And they were finding that they were reacting better. So your brain and like is made up of fat, so healthy fats can be so good for you. And I think for all of that, it just inspired me to go for it. So a few things for my food prep. Let's get into that now. If you guys haven't seen my fridge organization video on Instagram, I'm gonna pop it up right here and I'll also link it below because it is probably one of my most popular videos. Like even on TikTok, I think it almost hit like 5 million views on TikTok because people were really into the aesthetic of my fridge. First of all, it looks beautiful, but on top of that, it literally inspires you to eat healthy. So my food prep is like, I want everything cleaned and washed and ready to go so that when I decide what I want to eat that day, especially working from home, I'm not really packing lunches to go right now with COVID, but it just makes it so much easier because they're all there. So I always wash all of my like lettuces and greens, put it through the salad spinner so you get the moisture out. You put it in a produce bin because that will help draw out any extra moisture so that it doesn't go bad. A lot of times if you wash your produce and then leave it in the fridge, it can go bad, but this won't let that happen. So that's ready to go. So salads are super easy for me to make. I cut up veggies, even like the things that I use in my juicer. I have everything like washed and ready to go so that it's just not difficult. Another thing with me is organizing my pantry and having labels and everything. So I don't know what happened. I've become so into organization. I actually think I need to film more videos on that because 3 years ago when I started my channel, I was the messiest ever and something just happened. I've been really into it. So I'll share, but I'll pop up little videos and I'll do a link below this video too of my cabinet organization, but having everything in airtight glass jars so that you can just see what everything is. And also when there's bags, like some are half full and like you can't reach everything. When you can see things nice and clear and aesthetic, it will make you want to eat healthier. Just think about, I always say this, when you're like at a cute little health food store and something's arranged really bright and beautiful, like I've definitely wanted to buy these things because they just look appealing. My favorite store in LA is called Erewhon and it's very expensive, but they have these like drinks, like a lavender water that's like $15 and just because it's purple, I bought it, which, you know, that just happened. So do that in your fridge so that we're not wasting our money and we can make everything look a little more presentable. So when it comes to actual recipes, I really want to share those, but I didn't want to do that in this video because I thought it would be too long and maybe we lose focus. So I'm actually going to do a part 2 of this video where I actually show you the recipes, but I am going to show you what I got from Thrive and all the ingredients. And then in the next video next week, you can see me actually making them. So get this box. If you ever order from Thrive Market, this is what the box looks like. I took everything out of the wrapper for the video so that it wouldn't be so loud and messy, but coconut. I should have mentioned this before. This has literally been my saving grace when it comes to giving me like a dessert feeling because you can't have any sugar. So coconut, you definitely need it unsweetened. It's so good. Having the toasted chips plain is insane. You can also get them untoasted, and I'm gonna show you an amazing granola recipe that I've been making that's so good, but this is just on repeat. So we also have coconut shreds. So I use these to make my own coconut milk. I also recently got an almond cow and I've been making all my own plant milk at home, which is just a game changer. I'll do that in a different video as well, but I use this in one of the recipes I'm gonna show you next week for these little like I don't even know what to call them, like cashew coconut balls. But again, obsessed with coconut. And these I got, which have actually been so great, and they remind me kind of when I used to take my lunch to school and would pack SpaghettiOs. Yes, I used to eat SpaghettiOs with meatballs. Those are my favorite in the can. But they keep everything obviously really hot or cold, and I think it's different than like a coffee tumbler because obviously it keeps it secure. So I'm so glad I found these on Thrive because it reminded me that they were missing in my life. We've got some chia seeds. I have an amazing chia seed pudding recipe that's better than the one I showed you previously because the last 2 months over the holidays, I've really perfected this recipe. Coconut milk for backup. This is still my favorite coconut milk brand when I don't feel like making it or I just need something quick. I always get the one that says simple because it has no gar gum in it, so this is the one you want to get. Cashew butter. I prefer all of my nut butters like raw, organic, like unsalted. I just like to have them as unprocessed as possible. And this is a great one for recipes because it has a really good like smooth texture. Got more coconut milk, pumpkin seeds. I like these pumpkin seeds because they're lightly salted, so you could eat these on your own, but they're also gonna go in my granola. So this is kind of a multifunctional product there. Of course, raw cacao, one of my favorite ingredients in the world. This is gonna go into the chia seed pudding, into our granola, so we're gonna use this for a few different things. And that is it, one more coconut milk. So if you guys wanna try making some of these recipes with me, maybe get some of these products. You might have them at home. I'm gonna link everything individually below as well as with my Thrive Market link, and you can make them along with me and it can be like a little cooking show. And honestly, the granola is to die for. I've been eating it nonstop. I put it in my mason jars and it's grain-free granola and I make it myself. All of them are really good. So these are all the basic ingredients, and just to touch upon food prepping again, just to give you a few of the benefits, honestly, it seems like a lot of work at first. Like even me prepping my fridge, my brother was like visiting and he was like, I can't believe you do all this work. And I'm like, you would be doing the same amount of work throughout the week. It's just a quicker process up front. Or I'm sorry, it's just a longer process up front, but it's gonna save you so much time. It's gonna save you money because everyone knows that when you're just like hungry for something, you don't wanna like take time to, like if I had to take lettuce out and vegetables out and wash them and prep everything, you're not gonna do it. So ordering out just ends up being your go-to, especially since everything is so accessible to us. And it also takes the stress out of thinking about what you're gonna eat, because I noticed before I was intermittent fasting and before I kind of food prepped like this, every day was just like a free-for-all of like, I have no idea what I'm gonna eat until like 5 minutes before. And I noticed I was thinking about food all day long and distracted and like, what's my next snack gonna be? What am I gonna eat again? And it was probably because I also didn't like working at the pharmacy, so I was bored and thinking about other things. But I think that when you're not, you know, focus so much on it and you kind of have a plan, you can take that energy and put it elsewhere, whether that's your career goals or your family or, you know, anything else you want. So there's a lot of great benefits to it. So I hope you guys will cook these with me next week. Again, if you want to try Thrive Market, you can use my link below and you will get 25% off your first order and a free gift. For this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll never miss any of my new videos.